Hello everyone, welcome to Fun Fold Friday on Sunday, because yes, I'm behind and I'm trying to catch up. So I was doing Fun Fold Friday every Friday. It got to be too much, so I've changed it to the last Friday of every month, except that this week was nuts and I wasn't ready, so I apologize. So I'm playing catch up, and this is our Fun Fold Friday. We are going to do a double Z fold card today. It's an easy card to do. We're going to be using Snowman Season and the coordinating punch on the first card. I'm going to show you. I used that and I'll tell you what I did. And then I'm using the Let It Snow Specialty Designer Series paper. On the first card, I used this sheet. And on the one we're going to do together, I'm going to be using this sheet with the sparkly trees. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Love it. And also the backs of those. So, and this is Real Red and Coastal Cabana. And this is Coastal Cabana, mostly in the background. Blueberry Bushel, I think Shaded Spruce, Real Red, and Black. So, anyway, on the base of the card, here's the first one that I did. Okay, your card base piece, in both cases, is going to be 4 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. So if you have an 8 1/2 by 11 inch piece of paper, you're going to cut it the long way at 4 1/4, just like you would if you were doing a top fold card, right? Then you're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and you're going to fold it like a Z. Okay, this part, actually, this is in Poppy Parade because I used the wrong paper, but it should have been Real Red. And that one is, now this you have to cut your 11-inch piece of paper. You have to cut it to 9 3/4 by 3 1/4 high. So 9 3/4 by 3 1/4 high. And you're going to score it at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2 to make little 3 1/4 inch squares, basically. And then what I did is I matted Designer Series paper on all 3 of the background pieces. Those are 2 1/2 inches wide for the first 2 by 4 inches high. 2 1/2 by 4 inches. And then this one is 5 1/4 inches wide by 4 inches high. And then on here, these are 3 1/4 inch squares, so this piece is a 3-inch square. And then these are 3-inch square pieces of Whisper White that I stamped on. Here I just stamped off with Coastal Cabana and used this little snowflake. And we're going to do that again on the next card and put Hoping This Season Builds Heartwarming Memories. I did the same thing here in the background. Now here, what I did is I punched out a snowman with the Sparkle Shimmer paper. It's the white shimmer glittery paper that Stampin' Up has. I actually had stamped this little guy in Coastal Cabana, and I decided I didn't want to use it, so I just used the sparkle, but I glued them together to give it a little more oomph. And then I punched out the arms in black, and excuse me, sorry, and glued them onto the back. And then all these little coal and the carrot came out of the, I think it's called Let It Snow. Let me get you the exact name. The Let It Snow Embellishments Kit. Yes, and I used the carrots and the little coal pieces. And I also used the felt scarf and hat. I didn't use the mittens because I just didn't want to. And before I put that down on dimensionals, and also, by the way, I used a combination of wet glue and glue dots to hold these two on, and then I used dimensionals under them as well, under everything. And I also did put some glue down underneath each of these pieces because on the glitter paper, I just didn't trust that these would stay on without doing that. Before I put that down, I did the stamp off and then stamped the little snowflakes, but I also stamped Merry Christmas, and that's in Poppy Parade. So that is the first one, and this is just the back of this paper. Okay, so let me put these aside. We're not going to use the kit, this kit on this one. We are going to use the stamp set. We're not going to use the punch. This time I stamped an image and colored it to save time. Well, let me go over the dimensions again with you. Okay, first of all, this is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and then folded like a Z. Okay, and our inner piece, which this time is in real red, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but this Poppy Parade is a little bit more orangey to it. It's a lighter orangey red. This is more deep red. And this piece is 3 1/4 this way by 9 3/4 this way, and you're going to score it at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2, so that you basically end up with a 3 1/4 inch cube, you know, type thing. And how we're going to do that is put it like this. But first, let's put our papers down. So we have 2 pieces of these cut at 2 1/2 inches wide by 4, and we're going to put one on the front and one on the inside, and I'm going to do the stripes again because it's kind of buried, and then we'll put this in the back. So let's go ahead and do that. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend and a better Sunday. Today is raining, pouring. Actually, it's been, well, it seems like it might have slowed down a little bit now, but it has been pouring since I don't know, sometime during the night, but I woke up to it around 4 and then again around 6 something. So yeah, it's been a rainy day, but and you know, it seems like every year around Halloween we have the rain. So I think one time we had snow that I remember, but mostly rain around Halloween. Because I always remember wet leaves and trudging through wet leaves, or not being able to go trick-or-treating sometimes. Well, with my kids. Now, when I was younger, I don't really remember that, it being rainy all the time at Halloween. Because I guess I was so excited about being able to go out trick-or-treating or something. I don't know. Don't remember that. I remember jumping in leaf piles, and I guess occasionally they were kind of damp, but not, I don't remember them being soaking wet. Maybe one year, I don't know. So yeah, we used to rake up the leaves and jump in them and rake them up again and jump in them again. We used to do lots of stuff outside that was fun. Seemed fun at the time. Now, I don't know. Now I'd be like, ew. But I'm old. Okay, so that's the first one. And now we're bringing this in, and we're going to do the decorations first. So, what I did here is I already did this one. And I stamped this little guy here. And I stamped him in a gray because I didn't want to do black. It just seemed, I should have, looking back, I should have stamped him in Pool Party or stamped off with Costa Cabana. I did the snowflakes again in the background with Costa Cabana. This little tree I colored with a little bit of shaded spruce and bronze. I should have made his limbs bronze too, but I didn't. The coal spaces, what I did there is I used the dark basic black marker and colored them in, and then I used just a little bit of the shimmery crystal effects on the coal there. I did not do that on his mouth because this stuff kind of comes out in blobs to me. His nose is done in dark dark pumpkin pie, and then his hat and scarf are in Costa Cabana dark and real red dark. And then I did glue on a couple snowflake sequins and round sequins. Just there were little black dots there and here, and I just put a couple of them on. And then I went all over the whole back with my Wink of Stella sparkle pen. And then I stamped in real red Let It Snow, which is out of the stamp set as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stamp off and do the Coastal Cabana thing with the snowflakes again on this one. And we're going to go ahead and stamp the Hoping This Season Builds Heartwarming Memories. And then we're going to glue it all together and put it down. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this because it's already kind of dirty. And I don't want to put it all over like I did on that one, but we'll just put a few across the top. Maybe just one little one there. Okay. Oh gosh. See, I'm gonna flip it over because I got it on my block. I don't know, let me wipe it off in the chamois. And then it gets on everything when I do that. Okay, let's try that again. I got it on the block again. Okay. Alright. Now I have to make sure I don't touch it on my fingers and oops. And get it. I think it's kind of coming out better this time anyway. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. So forgive my fingers for being kind of inky. And now we're going to pull out Real Red, and I already have it on a block because I used it on the last card. And we're going to stamp Hoping This Season Builds Heartwarming Memories. That goes with Let It Snow, right? And we're going to try and put it up towards the top. So that there's enough room to write in the card. I think that got perfect. I got it perfect. Okay, I'm just wiping off my stamps again. Okay, so now we just have to close our ink and assemble, and we'll be done our pretty card. Okay, so let's do the inside first, I guess. Ugh. Now you could put designer paper behind these as well, but I decided not to do that. There's enough decoration behind them because when you assemble the card onto the bigger card, there's designer paper there. And I just didn't feel like we needed it in both places. A little bit this way, Deb. There we go. Okay, and then in the middle, you wouldn't have to put anything here, but I am choosing to do that. Now, and I'm doing the tree pattern because in the middle on this one, there's the stripe. So I just feel like it looks better together that way. So yesterday I had a craft fair, Saturday the 26th. And it was at a little church that I'd never been to before. And I really liked the church. It had no steps. It was all on one floor, which made loading and unloading for craft fair wonderful. And for handicapped people, it's accessible, you know, with wheelchairs and things. They don't have pews. They have chairs, and underneath the chairs is where they have like a metal basket or something. First of all, the chairs were very comfortable. They were wide and padded, and then they had baskets under them for the hymnals and things, which I thought was wonderful. And they were in the back, so you could you'd grab the hymnal from the back of the chair in front of you. Don't know what they do for the people in the front row for services, but they had removed the chairs, and we were actually in the chapel, and then there was another room down a hall. So there were tables in the chapel, there were tables in the back room, in a little side room, and in the one in the hall as well. And yeah, it was a really nice venue. The only problem is, like with most church events I do, except for the congregation, there's not a whole lot of advertising. Now they did try in the last week or so to post on lots of different social media, but I think it was not enough and too late, if you know what I mean. So anyway, okay, so this is going here. And what I did on the last one, you figure out your placement first, okay? And then I sort of, well, I glued this down. So I'm going to look at, like, there's just a little tiny bit of that tree sticking out there, and that's where I want the edge of this. So we're going to do this first, the back first. And I might even just place the front tab on again before I actually let it glue, and make sure. So we're going to go down like this and get it on straight, right about there, right? A little crooked there, there. And then we'll rub that. And then you have to figure, you only want to put glue on like over to here on the back of this. So I kind of just put my finger there, sort of kind of, and put the glue starting here. Now you could use tear and tape or, you know, your adhesive of choice. I just prefer to use liquid glue. And then just push that down and hold it for a minute. You can turn it over, rub it like that. And there you have it. Double Z fold. Stands like this. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like this from the front. And there's room to write right here. And you could actually just put a white piece here too if you wanted more room to write and things. But I think it's really cute and easy, quick to go together, and there you have it, double Z fold, and using the Let It Snow suite of products, including Snowman Season stamp set, the Snowman Builder Punch, and on the first card, the Let It Snow embellishment kit. On the second one, we have some snowflake sequins. We used a little bit of the shimmery crystal effects. I was going to use the puff paint, but it was just, I wasn't feeling it. So, and then Coastal Cabana Poppy Parade and Whisper White on this one, Coastal Cabana Real Red and Whisper White on this one, and the designer paper. Alrighty guys, honestly, I'm glad that it is not snowing today, because we would have a bunch of snow on the ground right now because of the way it's been pouring. If you're interested in any of these products, I will be updating my blog later today. Well, as soon as I get done here, I'll take some pictures and get my blog up probably in about an hour or so by the time this is uploaded. And if you're interested in anything right now, here's the host code to use for the month of October for any orders under under $150. It's QU6RZSNB. And really, if you need anything or would like anything, I need about $35 more in orders to hit a particular goal with Stampin' Up! This month. So I would greatly appreciate any orders. And then of course next Friday starts Lisa Douglas's party in the month of November. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and make some cards with me. And I'll see what I can do to come back again with yet another video, probably later this evening. Alright guys, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.